Hi everyone, this is Idlehands. Welcome back. Today we'll talk about the new dungeon that has been implemented in the Seiya server. It's the Oracle dungeon. Easy. Okay, so they call it easy, but it's nowhere near easy. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it's not something that newbies can really go through. It requires considerable amount of setup, and it requires that everyone is at least decently geared. So before I start, let me just give you a couple of tips and information before you enter. You have to make sure you have everything you need, and you enter all at the same time. And if anyone dies, they can't respawn outside. That's because once you go in, you can no longer have other people from the inside follow you. Okay, that's a key difference. That's one of the key differences between Endless Tower and Oracle Dungeon. Um, Also, there are about 60 cards inside. So cards are, what summons the mobs, the MVPs, and the status effects. So there are about 60 cards inside, broken down by batches of 3. So there will be about 20 rounds for you. And so those 3 cards will appear correspondingly on the same areas. So there's an advantage for trappers. Okay, if you later on, if you have someone who's a shadow chaser or a um, gelatin cross, then they can just put the traps and poison fog on those same spots to gain an advantage right away. Okay. Also, there's one thing is, you know, all of you would have to eat foods, especially the anti-death food. Probably just at least one per member. That's because there's a status card inside the game, which is Meteor, and when it hits you, you just die instantly. It just doesn't matter how much def you have, how much M def you have, how much reduction you have, you just die. I mean, you can avoid it. There's a red indicator on the ground that tells you where it's about to land, but if you don't avoid it, then you die. Okay, so inside this dungeon, like what I said, there's 60 cards broken down by in batches of 3. So will also be MVP cards. So the MVP cards inside will retain their same attributes as outside. And when I say attribute, I'm referring to size, race, element, but their stats will be different. They're buffed up, they're extremely tanky, they gain additional skills, and some of them will hit so much harder compared to the others. Okay, so we'll start. For this video, the MVPs are Deviling, Strauf, and Frioni. So I'll start the video and I'll try to add some commentaries and explanations as we go along. Okay, so here we go. So we've started it, and as you can see, there are 3 cards here, 2 goblins and 1 desert wolf. I hate these goblins because they have a skill called Throw Bomb. It's an AoE skill that deals a lot of damage. I can tank them, but my teammates can't. So if I accidentally let one of them slip by, then it can easily kill our priest. Luckily, they're demi-human, so if you have Thara for a card in your armor, then they do significantly less damage. So the cards will all appear on the same spot. The top card here will always appear on the rightmost area, while the bottom card will appear on the leftmost area. Now, one thing to take note of is Vitata is a healer, so you want to kill that first. Every time you see a healer, you want to kill those healers first. Okay, so either you kill them in one go or you stone curse them. Because they they just do so much heal. I mean, the amount of heal they do, or the amount of HP they replenish, is just way off the charts. So you want to take care of them first, okay? Luckily, there's no evil druid here in the setup currently. We're lucky because otherwise, it will be challenging because they multiply so fast. It makes everyone's device lag. Okay, there's some Menblat. Menblat is also a healer, but she is also immune to magic damage, which makes her really difficult to kill. So your DPS, your physical DPS, would have to focus on her. Gargoyles are also very difficult to deal with because gargoyles would have familiar summons. The familiars will deal huge damage in your area when they come near you. So you have to make sure you take care of those. So Strauf is the MVP, so we will deal with Strauf. This green gas here is poison, so some of us may get poisoned. And then this, that lightning bolt will just deal about almost half your HP damage. It's really easy. It's easy to deal with. Those are not so challenging. The Glacier card will make everyone free, so it will start from the middle and then move outwards. So as a tank, it's important that you have a Marc card. The Pink Pouring card or Analyze card will make the enemies deal more damage to you. Okay, so once this card comes in, the mobs will just start dealing more damage than usual. So it's important that you stay here when you deal with MVPs because this spot is far from cards number 1, 2, and 3 here. So you will not lure the mobs that are getting spawned. Otherwise it'll be very difficult. Just imagine you're dealing with Strauf and then you suddenly lure one Vitata or one Menblet. Then whatever damage you're dealing to Strauf will just be replenished by their heal. If it's just these goblins, and it'll be very easy because you can still taunt them, and Meteor can still take care of them. Otherwise, if it's any other mob, it'll be difficult. I mean, Rideward, for example, will strip your equips, so that'll be very difficult. There are also some support cards here, so if you can see there's one laying around, it's Kerosene. I haven't really gotten the time to study what each and every one of them does, but if you pick them up, they give you some buffs. Like if you get the Skateboard card, I think, it'll make your move speed go up. So there's a Meteor card, so technically what our strategy really is with Meteor is we all stay in one area first, up until the time when we see those red markers on the ground. Once we do, then that's the time we move, because those red markers indicate where it will fall. So if you move outside of that, then you're safe. So you can see there. So it just one hit them and then everyone died. So now we go back to the original position, which is on the left side, and we'll start taunting the mobs. So as you can see, that throw bomb skill really hurts to non-tank classes. So you gotta make sure you just taunt those goblins. So a couple more status cards. So the violet status card was poison. So it poisoned everyone. So we have lowered def and we take damage over time. It was very weak poison nonetheless. Kobold archers are very tanky. Ridewords will strip your gears. So that's why I do have Stay Calm here. So Stay Calm is an adventure skill that will use Panacea. So you have to use it manually, but once you do, it will use Panacea on its own, and it will re-equip your equipments. You just have to make sure you wait before the strip duration ends. Or sorry, you wait for it to run out, and then you use Stay Calm. Otherwise, it will not re-equip it right away, so you just have to wait. It's probably about a 10-second difference or so. I also have Panacea in the quick item slot because what happens most of the time is your Helm gets stripped, and then you lose Marduk. And then if you get Silence, then Stay Calm will not work. So that's the reason why you need to have Panacea there. So if you notice, the healing provided by Marina is 450,000. Okay, so even if you're even if your Meteor does 100,000 per drop, it still not be enough to kill the mobs if you have Marinas, just constantly healing. Okay, so Frioni already came out, but we are still delaying it because we just can't deal with him right now, considering the other mobs that are still there. We just need one breather. We have to make sure that we get rid of these mobs and that no threatening status cards appear before we start engaging with Frioni. That's because Frioni has huge MDEF or magic damage, sorry, magic defense and magic damage reduction, and has also physical reflect. So it will take time before we can kill him. So even in this batch, we can't kill him yet because there's Meteor. So Frioni casts Ankle Snare. So if I get Ankle Snared, I can't dodge Meteor. So that's why we have to wait it out. So ideally, before you start this, you should go talk to the NPC in the middle, and then just click the view card. Okay, because if you click view card, it will show you the sequence of cards, and if you break it down by batches of 3, you know which cards come after the other. So there's Marina again, so we can't deal with Frioni yet. Now this is getting a little bit more challenging because we still have one more MVP to go, and that MVP is Deviling. Now, if both of them comes out and we have to deal with them at the same time, they'll be a little bit challenging. Also, once all of the cards run out, the edges of this map, okay, the edges of the map will become sludge, which will instantly kill anyone who walks on it. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you have high HP, high def, or whatever, you'll just die. And even if your priest resurrects you, you'll die instantly. Okay, so yeah, as I feared, Deviling will come out next together with Whitebird. So one way or the other, I think we may have to deal with them at the same time. Otherwise, we will die from the sludge. Okay, so as you can see, those familiars, those bats right there, they hurt. I mean, they deal damage that just hurts. So we'll have to make sure we kill them. Now, I'm not sure why Wasabi is here. This is a constant bug that just always happens, but we're lucky. Really, really lucky, because if you notice, a lot of the mobs have just been targeting Wasabi all along. So yeah, it's a bug that happens within the game. Sometimes you're in a party, but your cats are still there. Okay, so we will just clear the mobs before we engage Frioni and Deviling. It's getting a little bit more challenging because the cards are almost up. I just have 3 honey. I mean, to be honest, when I tank, I don't bring a lot of honey. I use them because I need them, because I'm not as tanky as a paladin, but I always keep it at the minimum. Otherwise, the expenses just, the expenses for the consumables just weighs out the, whatever gains I will get. Okay, so cards are up. The edges will soon turn to sludge, so I have to tell my teammates to move out. Otherwise, they'll just all die. They're fairly new, except for Diet. So I've been playing with Diet since China server, but all the others are fairly new. So I have to constantly remind them of some of the key details. Okay, so again with Frioni, we just have to clear the mobs, and then we can deal with Deviling. Or I'll probably have to tank both of them at the same time. So all of this you're seeing from a Lord Knight point of view. If you are using a Paladin as a tank, it'll probably be a lot easier because the Paladin can tank really, really great, and at the same time, can also devo the priest. Okay, so there's a green poison sludge, as you can see. I have to move to the middle, otherwise I'll die. So we'll have to move in this small circle here. Lucky for us, these two don't have strong AoE attacks. I don't even think they have AoE spells. Giant Deviling has Storm Gust and LOV, but this normal Deviling doesn't. They're very they're very weak attacks, at least from my perspective. And the 6th Angel Tail also helps a lot because every now and then I just receive 1 damage, as if you see there. there are flashes of red ones, so that's because the 6th Angel card just proc, and you know, it just eats up all the damage. Okay, so as you can see, Deviling is almost gone. Frioni is about half HP. At the rate that we're going, we will not make it unless the Assassin Cross also starts attacking Frioni. Now I just switch to Argyle Picard so I get immune to Frioni's poison, because his poison is damage over time based on your max HP. So it's important that you get immune to it. So yeah, the assassin has to attack Frioni. It doesn't matter if he dies right after. The priest can just resurrect him. So he needs to attack. Otherwise, we will not make it. As you can see, it's one sonic blow, he dies. Another sonic blow, he dies, and on and on. Okay, so that's it. As you can see, we're almost there. Frioni's almost dead, and the playing arena is almost gone. We almost didn't make it here because the wizard also accidentally moved out, so he died from the sludge. But luckily, the assassin cross just dealt huge amounts of damage, which just really melted Frioni. So as you can see there, even if our priest resurrects the wizard, he just dies instantly. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it for Oracle Dungeon. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot of new stuff. You know, I will probably do some more videos in the future about Oracle Dungeon. Next off, I'll probably focus a little bit about War of Imperium videos. But if you do have any questions or any details you'd like to know, just comment down below and I'll try to answer them. Also, please like and subscribe the video. I think I'm probably 700 subscribers short to getting 1K. And it would really mean a lot to me if you can subscribe and help me reach 1,000 subscribers. So again, thanks a lot, and I'll see you again in our next video.